Hi guys and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to basically sample a small section of a song that is in your iTunes catalog already on your computer and use it to create a basic hip hop groove. So the first thing we do is we open up Garageband and we select hip hop as a preset, and then that's going to open up with a set of instruments already ready for us. There it is. Okay, so our first step here is over here. That's the loops, but this next one here, this is basically all of the media on our computer. And when we select iTunes and then go to music, I have a list of all the possible songs on my computer here. Now what I've actually done, the one I'm going to use today is actually based around the Simpsons theme. So what I've done, I scroll down until I find the one I want, and I go, yeah, there's the Simpsons theme, and I simply grab that and I drag it over. It says not an audio track, but I keep dragging down and then I can drop it in there. I'm going to mute my drummer for the time being just so I can listen. And now what I've got is this. Now, the bit of the piece that I think that's going to loop the best and make for the most, I guess, appropriate hip-hop background is this little section here. So I only actually want that part. So to only select that part, I make sure I've got the track selected, and I put the cursor approximately where I want it to be, and then I press Command T, and it's split the track there. So I select the part I don't want and I delete it. Then I go to the end of the part I think I want, and I go Command T again, Command T, and I get rid of that part. Now what that's left me with is this. Now, two things there. One, it's not going to loop cleanly yet because I've got this little bit of extra sound at the start here, so I'm going to grab that and I'm going to get that off so it starts right on the bump, bump. And I've also got a little bit left over at the end there. Okay, so let's have a listen. Let's see if that's going to loop. Okay, so I try it out, see if it sounds smooth. Not perfect, but I think within the context, once there's drums and other things going on, you won't notice that that's not perfect. So what we want to do is we want to drag it back so it starts on the beat, so it's on one of the strong beats. But then we need to make sure that it ends precisely on the beat, our loop. So what we do, we zoom in and we go, that's not quite right. So what I actually do is I go to my BPM and I change that. Now, I've looked already at this site called songbpm.com, and it's told me that the Simpsons main title theme is 172 beats per minute. All you do on this site is type in the name of the song you want, and it'll tell you the exact beats per minute. So I go up here to BPM, I click on that, and I make that 172. And let's have a look at our loop here. Now it looks like that hasn't quite worked out to be the exact tempo that this particular one has been done at. So what we'll do, I want the end of my loop to line up perfectly with one of the numbers there. So I'm going to drag that up and down. I'm just going to drag that around until it's pretty much perfect, and that looks pretty good. So now if I loop that, I'm going to get, and if I put that in time with the metronome, which means if I bring my beat back in, that hopefully will line up and sound in time. Now what I've got here is I've got a file that I've already made, so we won't bother saving that one, but I've got one I've already made that I've added some other parts to. I'll talk. So once you've done that first bit, it's kind of the trickiest bit, alright, but once I've done that, this is what I've done. I've started off with just that little loop section repeating, then I've added the drummer, and then what I've done, I've worked out just by playing around on the keyboard what notes are actually being used in this theme, and I've worked out on the keyboard I could go, oh, to change that up. They're the two notes that are being used in it. And I knew that already, but if I didn't, I could just play around with the keyboard until I think I've got the right notes. And then you'll hear the theme I've sampled ends, and it goes to one that I've created, but using the same notes, and then it goes back and combines the two. So have a listen to how that all works. And now the theme changes. But still based around the same notes that we used in the other theme. Okay, now that was all created just using the three notes of C, F sharp, and G because I knew they were the three notes that our original little sample was made up of. So there've been times when it's just the sample and then sample and drums, then my own little version that I created, and then I combine the two at the end there. So our goal today, guys, is to open up over here, open up our iTunes library, pick any song from your iTunes library, and then just select a small section of that, do the editing like I did at the start and changing the beats per minute until your little sample seems to line up with the grid, and then start adding other instruments and see what you can come up with. I look forward to seeing your hip-hop creation. Cheers, guys.